You're still watching JoyNews on your multi-TV, DSTV channel 41, Go TV channel 144. Now, the Cosmos Agri Challenge Finals is taking place at the Marriott Hotel. The 8 teams have come a long way in the journey to the cash prize, and the top team will walk away with $50,000 seed. We take you to the Marriott Hotel now.
Any fire drill today, so if you hear the fire alarm sound, treat it as real. We have 2 emergency exit doors, this very one and then the one behind. So it's advisable that those sitting at the other half of the room would use the back door, and then we at the front will use this very door. There are a lot of hazards around, but the one that is very prominent is a trip hazard. You realize there are so many wires around. So in case you see any of those wires, please let's walk and be very careful about our movement. There is another one over here too. Any of you who is coming to the front should be very careful about that so that you don't trip and fall. If you want to use the washroom, it's just behind us, the other exit door behind us. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Chief servant today, and you're welcome to the announcement of the 2018 KIC Agritech Challenge. Please, you can applaud. I think I have to hold the card, so when I say something, I show it. Applause, and then you all go. All right. Like I said, it's been a beautiful journey. It's been over 10 months for this particular cohort, and every month has been worth it. We took in young people, and we are graduating today entrepreneurs with great future. Some of you were not sure you would make it this far, and you've proven us wrong, and we are happy that you've done that. And to set the stage for us today, we are going to invite none other than the man affectionately called Fire in the Belly, Mr. George Sapon, Corporate Affairs Director and Director of KIC Program, to give us a welcome and overview of KIC 2018 journey.
Ben, thank you so much. Wow, I can see a lot of familiar faces here, and we are very pleased you could join us. So, our distinguished invited guests, Cosmos Energy Advisory Council members, ideation team members who have worked tirelessly with us, KIC collaborating partners, corporate Ghana executives, Cosmos Energy employees who bear with us, our friends from the media, the KIC fraternity, our KIC finalists, ladies and gentlemen, it is such a delight to have you with us to acknowledge the achievements of our brilliant young entrepreneurs who have made us all very proud. This event has been held every year since we launched the KIC in 2016 to recognize the talent and creativity of these entrepreneurs who are going to make immense contribution to transform the agriculture value chain in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly allow me to walk you through what has happened with this 2018 competition and what our contestants have had to endure and acquire behind this program. Ladies and gentlemen, beyond this, they've gone through what you call the Agritech Exchange. The Agritech Exchange is a 2-day forum where we bring together all experts in the agri value chain to have a full discourse, a real conversation to identify the pain points and the challenges inherent in the sector. And with that, the output of it is how these teams developed their concepts. They've done impact assessment at the end of the program. Towards the 3 months end of the 9 months, they were tasked to go develop the MVP, the minimum viable product, and also proof of concept of their product, and they did it admirably. Let's give them a hand. We've had several collaborations with the likes of PwC, who tirelessly offered good support for all our teams. We've had Multimedia Group. Let's give them a hand because they've really delivered on their promise to ensure that the general public become aware of the KIC program. Our participants, we launched this program in 2016. Our first applicant pool, we had 100 people apply. And believe me, we have grown this program to the point where last year we had over 500 people applying. We are going and growing big with this program. Out of the over 500, they applied via the online. We narrowed it down to 120, and each one of them had to come for an interview. I think Ben talked about that. And then they formed into their teams. We had 23 teams participating, so that means each team had about 4 to 5 people in a team. They pitched their business, the first pitch. It was narrowed down to about 14 teams standing. And then the second pitch, and finally, the last pitch that happened on October the 11th, and we had 8 teams standing. So ladies and gentlemen, what you have here is the 8 teams that did the final pitch on October the 11th. Now, behind all this, kind of allow me to also make mention of some of the awards that we've had along this journey thus far. I think you saw the P3 Impact Award. It's a global award. Let me give you a little background on that. Basically, it's a program created by the University of Virginia School of Business, Darden, and the U.S. State Department to identify programs around the world that are making impact or have the real potential to make true impact. 60 such programs around the world were reviewed, and they narrowed it to 5 finalists. And of course, yours truly, KIC, was one of them. So we had a delight to go to New York City on the wings of the United Nations General Assembly and present to a panel of judges. And guess what? KIC was adjudged the best program with the promise to make true impact to countries where they go. We are very proud of that. Just last week, actually, no, this past weekend, we had the honor to be awarded the Excellence in Corporate Social Responsibility of the Year in Ghana. And believe me, the competition was tough. We were among some of the best CSR programs that you find in the country. So we were very, very honored with that. Just at the beginning of the year, there is a program called the Disrupt Africa Agro-Innovating African Report. It was developed by a company in California, and they look at programs and companies that are disrupting agro-innovating in Africa. And by the way, Ghana was 3rd behind Nigeria and Kenya. And guess what? Who are the drivers of the Ghana being 3rd? Proud that we are not on the map, I'll tell you. Of the 7 categories that they reviewed, 5 of them were companies that came through the KIC program. Our companies that came from KIC or were related with KIC are winning awards over and over. KIC was cited by IFC. IFC, that is the big World Bank company, as in a case study as a program that is clearly grooming agribusiness and going to make a real impact around the world. Our own Agro Center, the beginning of the year, went to Switzerland and competed in an investment award among, I believe, 7,000 entries, and they did justice to it and won the award. Let's give them a hand. One of our companies here, I think, participated in the President's Entrepreneurship Challenge Award, AgroSol, and guess what? they want something. KIC is becoming so huge and known around the world. We have participation, collaborative participation from institutions in the US. In fact, we have the University of Indiana Business School. They send their second-year MBA students as consultants over the program. Georgetown University wants to come on board. Several others are knocking on the door to be part of the program because we are making a true and true impact. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the journey thus far with the Cosmos Innovation Center. Come with us, we're going to make it bigger. Thank you.
We can do better than that for the man with so much fire in the belly that it kicks us all at the right places to get us moving. Thank you very much, sir. We are going to invite the Vice President and Country Manager of Cosmos Energy Ghana to speak to us, investing in Ghana beyond oil and gas, one entrepreneur at a time. And before I do that, let me say a few words, my personal experience with the man. He has so much energy that I think a week or two ago, when we had our wellness day, the report I got, I sent my reporters there, and they came and told me that, hey, Mr. Mensah, he has skills, so he has so much energy, the way he will stop the ball and give passes, and then he will score his goals. Very sweet. I met him the first time when they were onboarding me to KIC, and he gave me some words of wisdom. And he always says three things, and I think 2 days ago he said it to the teams here. The 3 E's: education. Good. And he said, when you have these things, it will take you far. That was the first time I heard those things, and I decided to apply myself to it. Some of the experiences have been with you and other people, and that's why we're learning every time to improve on the program. His leadership has shaped us all to come this far. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Vice President and Country Manager, Cosmos Energy Ghana, Mr. Joe Mensah.
Should I thank you, or what should I say to you? Well, good morning to all of you. Most of you might have realized that in my career here, I oftentimes don't read a speech. But today, my communication director said that I have to stay on script. So I promised her that I'll bring it here, but I don't know if I will stay on. But anyway, good morning to all of you. And having a full room here is a testimony of what we're doing. And I first have to acknowledge again our advisory council members who are sitting in the front row here. Philippe Aibo, Abna Amwa, Mansa, and then Seth Day. These are 4 of the advisory council members. They were instrumental in hiring me to Cosmos. So that's the first credit I give them. And then when I first came, we were charged to come up with a flagship project. And they sat with us around the table to really design something. And every quarter when we meet, we talk about the progress of what we have made with KIC, and they will critique us, relentless. Sometimes, you feel like they hate you. But just like, Ben was saying, it's all tough love. And they will do that to you, and then you go back, reflect, and then continue to improve on what you do. So I think the guidance and everything that they have given us has brought us thus far, And I think we are onto something. We should be grateful to what they did to us, do board meetings and all of that. So the advisory council members, my hands up to you. And of course, today, our keynote speaker, Abna, it's, I don't want to, take her tender now, but she's an entrepreneur in her own right. And then you will hear more about it when she gets on the podium. Of course, I have to, recognize the ideation team members. They have also been with us, and with their guidance, the experience that I talk about, they have tons of it. And all of you have experienced that as well, and we keep, we wouldn't have a program without all of you, the participating members, because you are the future, and we take pride in your success. As George always says, we are trying to really push you hard for you to go and effect the positive change that we need to have in our environment, and then change the narrative of our country and the continent as a whole. I've shared with you that every great achievement in life began with a dream. And let your dream be alive and keep pushing on. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. Cosmos as a company, we really, really thrive on that. Contrarian thinking. Cosmos goes to an environment to really discover oil, places where people will tell you that, no, there's nothing there. And Cosmos will go and do it. That type of character, culture is what we are trying to imbibe in you, so that you also take the mantle and go out there and make a difference. You can make a difference, and believe in your dreams and keep chugging along. The 8 contestants that have gotten this far, I've always told you, all of you are winners. You wouldn't be here if you were not a winner. Even though our program is such that Cosmos will fund the top 2 that we will select and fund, but I want to assure you that there are other great things that can happen to this 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and 8th. So all of you are winners. George was talking about Agro Center. Agro Center never went all the way to the end with us. They got to a point where they thought they have had enough to go out there and carry on with their dream. And guess what? They went out there all the way to Switzerland and won an award. They did not come as far as you have. So that should tell you something, that you do have something to offer. So regardless of where you end in the pecking order, let's continue with the dream and then push it on. So the big word I say to you is congratulations for coming thus far. You are a winner. Believe that you are a winner, and then carry on. About our company, Cosmos. Most of you know Cosmos came into this country in 2004 and then discovered oil in 2007 and actually put Ghana on the map as an oil-producing country. And we're not stopping there, because our mantra is that we want to be relevant wherever we operate. Not only are we doing business in the hydrocarbons area, oil and gas, but making a difference is stepping out of that zone to see what else we could do for our country. Because when the country succeeds, Cosmos will also succeed. And as such, designing this thing, KIC, out of our main core competency to drive is now creating waves. I think we are, all of you here, we are all onto something. I think we struck a chord. And the nerve that we hit is definitely going to take us places with it. We will continue to, of course, focus on our main, business as exploration company. As a matter of fact, as we speak today, we are actively pursuing an interest in doing more exploration. And you hear more about it in due course. We do that to demonstrate the fact that we are here to stay. We're not here to just, do business and walk away. And the legacy that we want to leave in the country that we operate is the KIC template that we have put in place here. Every country that we do business in now we are taking this KIC template into those countries because it's resonating through our whole board and everybody else that looks at what Cosmos has to offer. You remember we discovered the largest gas find in Atlantic margins of Mauritania and Senegal. And when we discovered that, BP came on board and gave us tons of money to become our partner. And then we are developing that for those two countries. And this KIC template is being taken over to Senegal and Mauritania to do that. We are in Sao Tome, we are in Equatorial Guinea, and all these places we will find a way to extrapolate and take the template. KIC, as we are doing here, it's primarily in the sector of agriculture. Other countries might choose to do it in healthcare. They might choose to do it in education or something else. But at least the template is what will be used to do that. And when we sat around the table to design this, our thinking was that whatever we come up with, it has to be transformational and it has to be sustainable. Those are the two factors that are helping us win all these awards over and over again. The Concordia stuff that George talked about, that was primarily the reason why that came about. We have been invited to sit with the table with our president. Our president is the co-chair for the Sustainable Development Goals, which was under the United Nations. And Cosmos sits at the table to really work with that, to make sure that we are doing that not only here in Ghana, but the rest of the continent. So again, KIC is going places, the template will continue to resonate, and the sustainability of the program is what it's really going to carry us to wherever we go. We, as a partner on the Jubilee Partnership, which is Talo, Cosmos, Anadarko, GMPC, and PetroSA, we carry just a shade under 25%. So whenever you see the Jubilee Partnership doing any CSR project, our share of it is about a quarter of it. But above and beyond that, we do a lot. We have done water projects in several regions, many communities that we have. When the Ebola struck a few years back, we built centers to really be able to handle the Ebola. But fortunately, we didn't have Ebola here. Guess what? They use it to handle other infectious diseases. So again, that is one thing that we have done. We've created ICT centers in the Western region, and then we carry on with expansion with our water projects to make sure that we are ready, because water is life. And as of you know, it's such a precious commodity here that some people will live without. And we need to get cleaner water to every human being alive in country and on the continent. And we believe very strongly in that. And we continue to nurture and then put more resources in that space as well. So when you hear about CSR projects coming from the Jubilee Partnership, that is the role we play. And then on this side here, we independently go ahead and do things that we think can help country and make us relevant in where we play. The next piece that I want to talk about is the fact that our production today with the TAN and the Jubilee field, it's a shade below 180,000 barrels a day. The objective is to drive to get something closer to 200. And then, of course, with the decisions that were made with the Ivorian dispute, border dispute, that really constrained us quite a bit in terms of what we can do along those places. So there were so many wells that we were supposed to drill that we could not drill until the dispute was lifted. Now that we came out very successful with that, we have now aggressively put in rigs over there to start drilling wells. And we have drilled about 3 wells, all very, very successful, and adding to the reservoir and the inventory that we have. So I think we are heading in the right direction in terms of getting our production up, and that would definitely going to help country as well. Back in the day when we were growing up, there was something called Cocoa Marketing Board Scholarship. That was funds that were coming from the cocoa farmers to offer scholarships for people to carry on with their studies, educations and stuff. We want to mimic that in this KIC program that we're doing, so that the average citizen will sit and say, yeah, we pull in oil, it's an oil, producing country, but as an individual, what do I really see? Because come to think about it, we have, vessels, over in the waters over there. We filled it up with 1,000 barrels of oil. By the time it's filled up, I've already signed a contract with somebody, through Glencore, so that when they finish loading, it's already gone. You, the average citizen, don't see anything about it. Government will get its share of, the sales and what have you, but an individual will say, I don't have any line of sight in terms of benefit to you. But if oil company like Cosmos Energy running this KIC program and doing something that is outside of that and making it sustainable and transformational, I think it will resonate, and we are pleading to other corporate entities to join in or try to emulate and do something similar so that all of us can drive the engine of growth for our country. The largest share of our population is the youth. We're graduating so many of them coming out of the universities with no place to go. I think over time, it will become a major, major problem. So the earlier we jump ahead of it and get a handle of it, the better off for all of us. And as such, creating entrepreneurs like all of you sitting here, you are going to change the way things will be, because you will create openings, you create jobs for others, and we can assimilate all the people into the environment that you are going to create. All the leaders and all of us in business leaders have to do is to really direct and create an environment, a conducive environment for you to be successful. George oftentimes talks about the fellowship, 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 fellowship. Look at yourself as I've joined an organization, and you have joined that organization for life. Whether you're number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 8, the mere fact that you have been part of our process and gone through this rigor, you are a family member, and you don't get rid of family member. So we will stay together, we will continue to collaborate, you will have access to all the information that we have out there to continue to help you nurture. I pride myself about Tractor. I talk about them on every opportunity that I get, and then I even, give their short codes to people and say, wow. But again, I take that because I know that they were the first to come off the block, and they're doing very, very well, and everybody is recognizing that. And by the way, if I look at what Tractor and the Glannis did initially, and comparing to what you are today, I really think that maybe if Tractor had competed with you, they probably would not have made it. So it tells you that you are at another level, and that is what we have to continue to do with that. And I will end with my favorite quote from Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, which says, "There is a tide in the affairs of men, which, when taken at flood, leads on to fortune. This is your tide. Grab it and shine and make us all proud." Thank you.
Ahoy! Ahoy! That was a very powerful one, right? This is our tide. Let's ride with it. Please permit me to acknowledge some guests here who continue to do this as we roll. We have Mr. Santok Singh from the MD of Multi TV. We also want to acknowledge all KIC media partners. Thank you very much for giving us the coverage. We also have Tobe Gawu Defeat, Tobe Wizolo. We also want to acknowledge the management of Cosmos. We have Eva Shandoff, the HR manager here. We have Mr. KIC, the Finance and Admin Director. We have Christy York. Auntie Christy, we are looking for you. We have Kofi Opoku, the Director of Commercial. Last time I said Kofi, so I don't know what came, but today I got it right. And we have my surnamesake, Mr. Frank Kessie, Legal. And want to say thank you for supporting us. We really appreciate you. We also have some of our addition team members here. We have Pearl Komanaka, tough and kind at the same time. I don't know how she does that. We have Professor Saki. I call him the heavyweight champion on the ideation team. Eko is here from Canada and very critical. And we have Ivy Bali and we also have some other guests from MDF, Susan. And we have, I hope I remember some from Blue Space. Yes, I got it. We also have Mr. Kojo Choi from Paceweight. So as we go on, we'll be acknowledging other guests we have here. We're going to move on to our keynote speaker. An accomplished investment banker, leading as originator, financial advisor, and stockbroker to many landmark transactions on the Ghanaian and West African capital market in the past 20 years. Abner's experience covers business and project conception, development, mergers and acquisition advisory, stock market trading and listings, private placement of equity and debt instruments, asset management, investment research, and capital market development works across diverse sectors. She has served on boards of publicly listed companies, private companies, and not-for-profit companies since 2001. She has been an advisor to government of Ghana and regulatory bodies in West Africa on the deepening of financial markets in this region, and is respected in her industry for her outstanding professionalism and integrity. Abna is passionate about youth development and has mentored over 300 young women and men in the past 15 years. She's also passionate about bringing the world-class healthcare to children and has assisted the Princess Mary Louis Children's Hospital to raise over $3 million from the Jubilee Oilfield Partners to equip their new theater block. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Ms. Abna. Please do better, keep it up.
Good morning, everyone. Mr. Joe Mensah, Vice President and Country Manager of Cosmos Energy Ghana, distinguished invited guests, our tireless Cosmos innovators and awardees, our partners from the media, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored to have been invited as guest of honor to this awards ceremony. But I lied. I was terrified when I was called upon about 18 hours ago to prepare and deliver the keynote speech for this momentous event. As you may know, we had the Minister of Business Development, Dr. Ibrahim Mohammed Awal, to come today and give the keynote address. Unfortunately, he had to attend to urgent government business at the very very last minute and cannot be here with us this morning. So now, I wish I could just pretend to be a minister for the moment and read out the impeccable speech that he had prepared to share with us today. You know, my mother would be very, very proud to hear that I made it to a ministerial appointment. But I'd be plagiarizing and impersonating, and I don't want to give her a heart attack as she watches my arrest on TV. So in a moment of glorious sanity, or maybe it was insanity, I accepted this invitation because first, the Cosmos Innovation Center is one I am so proud of. It's an initiative that highlights a key change in the direction for corporate Ghana and how it supports the country's growth and development. KIC is an initiative that focuses on teaching the proverbial man how to fish and not give him a handout. Secondly, I find a meeting of kindred spirits between KIC and my own passion and belief that our future and success lies in three things: smart action, empowered people, and innovating using what I call the technology of all things, or tools. The theme of my speech this morning is Innovative CSI, Developing Young Entrepreneurs to Transform Ghana's Economy. Innovative CSI, Developing Young Entrepreneurs to Transform Ghana's Economy. Let's start with the last phrase, transform Ghana's economy. Many of us gathered here today are well familiar with the current state of Ghana's economy. I would dare say many, if not most of us, aren't happy with the current overall state of our affairs. So ladies and gentlemen, let's go on an out-of-body exercise and imagine just a tiny little bit of what a transformed Ghanaian economy could look like. 1. Would we be earning significantly more in foreign exchange from value addition to our natural resources like the oil and gas we produce, and cash crops like cocoa, coffee, shea nuts? Would this mean we would have many more niche cocoas, Bidunu chocolates, Asili coffees, blue skies, because we have moved further up the value chain and stopped being exporters of primary products? Would that transformed Ghanaian economy see our fast-moving consumer goods sector, those things we go and pick up in the markets, off the supermarket shelves, overwhelmingly bear a proudly made in Ghana label under a competitive import substitution strategy? Would this mean that there would be more Factor Greens, a company that is proudly making a food I love, called our red beans in cans? Look around your shops today. This is there. Does this mean we would have more Judy Foods, makers of the beloved plantain chips? Does this mean we would have more Casa Ropers, a company that is using sweet potatoes as a substitute for wheat flour in the making of bread and other pastries? By now, I think you're getting the trend that I love my food. Does the transformed Ghanaian economy see, instead of what we have today of maybe 2 major cities, do we see 20 major cities and towns that are bustling with opportunities and economic activities, modern public infrastructure, and activities, which would stem the wholesale migration to Accra and Tema of our youth. The saying in that transformed Ghanaian society that Ghana is not Accra would be true in every possible way. Would that transformed Ghanaian economy have competitive factors of production that ensure that Ghanaians lead in the ownership of businesses? Will I have a 30-year mortgage at 5% interest rates? Would my business be borrowing at 6% in Ghana cedis for 15 years? Would our capital markets not be lured by hefty risk-free returns on Government of Ghana treasury bills and bonds, but truly support private entrepreneurship? Can I pay my rent every month because the currency is stable and not 2 years in advance? Such a transformed Ghanaian economy would mean that Ghana is ranked in the top 3 for Africa for the ease of doing business. This would mean we'll be occupying on a global scale ranks of about the 20th position instead of our currently over 100 position when we do the world global scales of the ease of doing business. Ladies and gentlemen, I continue to dream of that transformed Ghana. Would we have a public service that works? Would I seamlessly acquire my IDs, passports, permits? Would I easily register my legal documents? Can the GRA easily find me and make sure that I meet my obligations? And will I in turn hold them to account for the judicious use of my taxes? Will we have a well-educated and appropriately skilled, healthy and optimistic citizenry, well engaged to provide solutions for the future growth of our beloved country? This is the transformed Ghana that we're talking about, that we want to see KIC and the teams and the young people here move forward. But ladies and gentlemen, we're coming from the back. And without innovating, we cannot leapfrog the transformation of Ghana, the transformation we all desire. And I'm proud to say that the KIC, in only its 3rd year, has shown the massive impact a small group of empowered and entrepreneurial young Ghanaians can make. The KIC itself and prior awardees like Chocho Tractor continue to attract international attention, and indeed we have seen the awards through the P3 Impact Award just this past September in New York. The transformation we seek is upon us. We must innovate. This brings me to the middle phrase of the theme today: developing young entrepreneurs. The Ghanaian population is a young one. It is estimated that over 25 million of our 29 million inhabitants are under the age of 60. Under the age of 60, over 90% of our population is there. Ladies and gentlemen, the youth is not our future. The youth is our present and our future. And the Ghanaian youth, now more than ever, is connected to the global world and see better social and economic conditions. It is anticipated that the numbers graduating from our tertiary institutions in the next few years are going to be several times more than the over 350,000 graduating currently. Thanks to government policies like free SHS. In 2017, data from ISA, the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research of the University of Ghana revealed that only 10% of graduates found jobs in their first year of completing school. Let that sink in. Only 10% found jobs within the first year of completing school, according to this research from 2017. It takes up to about 10 years for some people who have left tertiary institutions to find jobs. The nature and the future of work itself is changing. Thanks to automation, the public service won't need many administrators, but may need more teachers and healthcare professionals. Many graduates were looking forward when they left school to work in banks and other financial institutions. And thanks to automation, many of these institutions are changing the way they deliver their service. Today, when banks talk of their competitors, they are not naming another bank. They are talking about mobile money and its ability to gather deposits and mobile phones and apps, the ability to disseminate financial products. Do they need hundreds and hundreds of direct sales agents anymore? No, they don't. So the future of work itself has changed. I was reading a very interesting survey that shows that, in fact, the most fastest growing jobs do not require any degree at all. People that are coding, you don't need a degree today. I can go and learn how to code and develop apps that will change lives. So it's very, very critical that a country like ours, where our present and our future is young, continues to consider in a very critical manner how we engage, encourage, and see these young people become global citizens that are solving our problems. Government and the private sector need to plan today for how to actively engage our young population and equip them to be problem-solving, opportunity-enhancing entrepreneurs. The Cosmos Innovation Center has risen to this challenge, and proof of the success of this model is the other private sector organizations willing to partner with Cosmos to develop, coach, and nurture more Ghanaian youth into entrepreneurs. This is what empowering young people is about. This is the empowered Ghanaian youth. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I come to the first part of my theme, innovative CSI. We have heard from Joe on how an oil and gas company came to invest in and groom the next crop of Ghana's, what I call techpreneurs or innovapreneurs. We have heard from George Sapon, the director of the KIC program, the journey our innovapreneurs and techpreneurs have gone through and will continue into. It takes a company with innovation deeply rooted in all it does, in its raison d'etre, in its very fabric, to achieve what Cosmos Energy has achieved in Ghana. First, using innovation, Cosmos Energy discovered the Jubilee oil field in Ghana after years and years and years of searching for oil in 2007, firmly putting Ghana on the international map of oil and gas producers. And now, using innovation as the centerpiece of the Cosmos Innovation Center that grooms entrepreneurs to solve not just Ghana's problems, but Africa's Energy does not see this CSI as an act of charity, nor is it just a token done for the photo op that says we also did some. I would dare say that KIC is as woven into the fabric of Cosmos Energy as making the next significant oil and gas discovery. Right? This is what today's good corporate citizen is about. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my colleagues on the Advisory Council and the entire leadership and management team at Cosmos Energy for their foresight in setting up KIC and their relentless passion to make it work. Ladies and gentlemen, the work of developing young entrepreneurs to transform Ghana's economy does not rest alone with the good corporate citizen like Cosmos Energy. It starts with the government and public service of Ghana. They know what they should do, and I know they know what they should do because I read the minister's speech he wanted to deliver here. He has said it all in that speech, so I'm not going to rehash it. But this is what smart action is about, doing what you know you must do. Cosmos Energy and other good corporate citizens will partner the public service to deliver a vibrant and relevant future for Ghana. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the 8 teams that have made it to this point. Enjoy your journey. The rewards are worth all the pain. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, it is said, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. But teach a man to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. But I want to bring this saying home to us. If you give a gunman a ball or 2 of KIC, you feed him for a day. But teach a nation to grow corn, and they will eat KIC for generations upon generations. Thank you.
Let's do better. Let's do better. Let's show some love. Ahoy! Ahoy! Let's give Miss Amwa the KIC gun salute. Let's appreciate. Ahoya! A big ahoya to you, madam. We want to feed our country generations upon generations, and that's why we are here, and that's why we've taken this challenge. And we are happy to be part of this challenge. We want to make it happen. You know, so, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're changing the order of the programming a little bit. We have the team's rep giving a word after the presentation of certificates, but we want to do that now. So to kick that off for us, when I mention the team's name, you get up and so that we can acknowledge you, and then your rep will come and you have 2 minutes. You know that I enjoy that part when I give time and I stick to it. All right, so to kick it off, we have Credex, and Prince is going to give us a word. Credex, let's show some love. Please let us see you. Yes. It's 2 minutes. That's the wrap up, by the way.
I'll make it very quick. Hello. The Vice President and Country Manager, the Advisory Council of Cosmos Energy, various distinguished because it's a challenge that has been bugging the financial sector for ages now. And we've been very happy with things that Cosmos has provided us. In the beginning, Ben mentioned something that I was very happy about because it was in my speech. Cosmos has afforded us two things. Cosmos has afforded us the resources for us to be able to go through our idea and create a very sustainable product. But secondly, the most important thing, Cosmos has afforded us patience, because as young people, we'll make mistakes. And those mistakes are something that Cosmos has afforded us the ability and the opportunity to move beyond and bring together a very viable solution that will stop the agricultural space and change it as we know it. I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity. Codex is here to stay, and we'll be coming to your homes and your presence very, very soon. Thank you very, very much.
So shall we have him voice here? Kelvin? Please let us acknowledge. After invoice here, Profish, Get Ready, Soil Solutions, Farm Cure, AgTemp, and Tech Shelter.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us on this big day. My name is Kelvin Taran from Invoicia, and we are innovating a solution of factoring in the agri space. So I speak on behalf of my team when I say it's been quite an experience that's going to have a positive lasting impact on our lives, both as individuals and as a business. And through the help of KIC, we've delved deep into the different aspects of the agri value chain, and we've grown from the experience of the KIC leadership. We will go forward with this experience to build sustainable businesses that will go a long way to transform lives the same way we have been transformed. I'd like to say a big thank you to the KIC team, Ben, Fred, Mr. George Stafford, and all those who've been working in the background to make this happen. I'd like to also appreciate Cosmos Energy for this initiative, as it is transforming the thinking and minds of many young people, and I hope it continues for many years to come. I also like to say to the top 8 that I hope this is not the end of what we're doing here. Everything we've been saying, that we go beyond anything that happens today and keep continuing to transform the agri sector and also other business sectors. And I would like to say that growth factor is what it is today because of KIC, and we want to say a big thank you, and the greatest successes are ahead of KIC to come. And we thank you so much for being here, and long live KIC.
Long live KIC. Long live all the businesses that we will touch. So in the order as I mentioned, shall we have Profish?
I've been wondering till days why Cosmos would pick me, because when I was applying, everything with agric was least interested, and everything with entrepreneurship was most interested. The government have been trying to get the youth interested in agriculture. I think they should consult KIC on that. Whatever our reasons for applying was, even if we were just casting a dice, I've come to appreciate the value this journey has given us, and we are not turning back. Our weaknesses have been scourged, so we can appreciate ourselves. Our minds have been stretched, so we could think beyond our limitations to make the impossible work. In these 10 months, we have learned, we have unlearned, we have relearned, especially during the capacity building and the strong feedback from the ideation team. Each of us have personally developed to be up to the task. We didn't get here alone. Our fire stoker, Mr. Sapon, our trumpeter, Madam Ruth. If we were Moses, Ben and Fred will be Aaron and her, holding our hands together so we win the victory. Our colorful Davida. If you're in Cosmos and you're feeling down, just walk to her office. You see the flowers that will brighten up your day. Mr. Edu, our money man. Our informer Stanley. Our cheerleaders, Nana, Clara, Delphina, Elizabeth, and Kelvin. To our KIC twins, Anand and Deepika. And the ideation team, as well as the mini backstage crew. We are exceptionally grateful and want you to know that you have impacted lives and will always be characters in our success story. To the 2018 cohorts, we have built new relationships and have been supportive of each other. May it not die out. I believe in some few years to come, when we speak of the transformation of the agricultural sector in Africa, at the heart of it will be KIC businesses. So let us hold each other's hand, despite our differences, till we get there, and we will get there. Mr. Mensah, we will belong in relationship, we will belong in name, we will belong in ability. On behalf of Profish, I say thank you.
Those were words that Mr. Mensah gave the team on Wednesday, right? Tuesday. Good. Thank you. Shall we have agro-sourcing?
Thank you. Wow. All too soon, it's been 10 months. 10 months of very revealing, very fulfilling, and very, very challenging moments. I remember with nostalgia the dining we had in the jungle, in the presence of our foes. I also remember Fred and Ben describing our initial idea, an idea that we were so much filled with, describing it as NGO. That pushed us to the drawing board to rethink and come up with something great, which has of course earned us a place in this room today. An idea that is trying very hard to solve a teething problem in the agri sector. And we are very grateful for that. And that is the KIC trump card, where they will make it very difficult for you to fail. And we are very grateful for that. Thank you, KIC. To my own team, agri-sourcing, I'm proud of all of us. My colleague, other co-hosts, and other 7 teams, I'm very happy about what we've all done. Congratulations to all of us. This is an opportunity for us to step out there and be extraordinary businessmen and women. It is a chance for us to make it and make not just ourselves or KIC proud, but also speak about Ghana, put Ghana on the map, just as Cosmos Energy has put Ghana on the map of oil-producing nations. I say thank you to KIC, thank you to the brilliant aviation team, thank you Ben and Fred for letting us forgo the NGO-ish idea. I'm grateful.
They make it sound like I'm so mean. I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. You know. Tough love. That's what it is. All right. Shall we have soil solution?
Thank you very much. It's been a great learning experience, the KIC journey. We at Soil Solutions see KIC not just a challenge or a competition, but a program or a course that has, in the university, you take credit hours attached to it. It's a competition that gives us a lot of insight into the space of agric. It's a program that builds our capacity. The various market research, the MVP testing give a lot of insight into the agricultural value chain. Brainstorming on solutions to problems that you may have identified but have not thought deeply into it. And the more you think, and people challenging you and the aviation team were very nice. Very, very nice. Sometimes comes as criticisms, but then it's challenging for us to think deep into it and then transform our solutions to suit the betterment of the people we are serving. One of the most difficult parts of the KIC program is team formation, and I'm grateful to my team Soil Solutions. As Ben said, from END to Soil Solutions, it wasn't easy, but then we have transformed and united ourselves into one big bond that have created a solution called Asasipa soil test kits that helps you to test for basic soil nutrients, and based on which you would be given advisory services on the type of crop to plant and type of fertilizer to apply. These are the solutions that as team members and other competitors brought to the fore. Very interesting and healthy competition. And I encourage all of us to soar higher. The sky is not just the limit, the sky is the beginning. Thank you.
All right. Shall we have Farm Cure?
We began this journey with a dream, fire in the belly, willingness to learn, and a steadfast determination. We have all had to sacrifice a lot of things and take some high-stake gambles, but we are more than proud of ourselves today and how far we've come on this journey. Regardless of the outcome today, Farmcare Ghana Limited, a company that produces the Mwatampo pest trap, that traps all insect pests on vegetable farms, and a mobile application to analyze these pest traps and recommend the necessary pesticides or the correct farm practice to adhere to. And the 7 other businesses that the Cosmos Innovation Center helped start know that we are on a journey to leave our footprints on the sands of time. Thank you very much and congratulations to us all.
Shall we have Actem?
Invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for gracing this great occasion. I say it's a great occasion because in my life personally, as a youth, a Ghanaian youth, as an entrepreneur, it's a remarkable day in my life. KIC, I would refer to as an institution of skills development, an institution that transforms. Throughout the course of our tuition here at KIC, my thinking pattern has been shapen, readdressed, redirected. I now think critically about solutions to problems I see around me in every other space I find myself. I'm able to sit down and with the help of a pen and design thinking pattern, I'm able to channel my energy to focus critically on the cause, the effect, and the solution. And after I'm done, I'm able to SWOT my solution, identifying the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats that are contained therein in my solution. At the long run, I'm able to come out not only with a solution, a viable solution, a viable business that is sustainable to stand the test of time. This is what KIC has done to me as a Ghanaian youth. It is a remarkable time to be part of this generation. 2018 cohorts KIC, we all are not stopping the journey here. We are lifting it further. We are lifting the banner high, and we are taking a stand for a change, a positive change in the annals of our country, Ghana. A positive change that will ensure food security, that will ensure sufficiency, that will ensure pride, gladness, happiness, and joy in the generations yet unborn. This is what KIC has done today, and I wish every Ghanaian youth will be part of this great initiative. My colleagues have mentioned names, I won't mention same, but I would like you guys to remember one question that was asked most of us during the interview. How do we ensure food security in our country, Ghana? KIC has taken a stand. We ourselves, acting as a company, we have taken our stand to profile and focus our energies on skills transfer to the youth that creates jobs for farmers in rural and also in urban centers, for them to have access to highly skilled personnel to help in food production. This is the way we are taking a stand with KIC. My question to you and I is, will you take a stand? Where will it be? The ball is in your court. Thank you.
That was a good one. But I know where you stole that line from. With the design thinking process, and the man who loves to use that very well, shall we welcome, take shelter, Paul.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure what it would have felt like if I didn't join this team. History has been rewritten. In the annals of times, it will be said how that God, through Cosmos Energy, has transformed the lives of young people. And I pray that the one who writes history will write it in our view, through our very eyes, not in his own eyes. Because our very lives have been transformed completely from where we were, people coming in with our own systems thinking we knew, until we pass through the refining fire of Cosmos Innovation Center. It cleans you up, it takes up the mess, and you get a loving feedback from a wonderful ideation team who tell you that yes, you have a great idea, but please check this and check that. It was just a gift. The gift Cosmos Innovation Center has given to us and the gift Cosmos Energy has given to us, I wish and I pray that history will write it through our eyes. I have very little to say because I feel like crying at the moment. I want to thank Mr. Joe Mensah. I want to thank Mr. Joe Mensah and the entire team at Cosmos Energy. I want to thank the ideation team and the great gifts of feedback you give to us. And I want to thank the wonderful group of participants right in front of me, people who took fish and gave us gold out of fish, ProFish. When the farmer thought he had lost all in waste, he had more money through agro-sourcing. And just when he thought he had no money to start off, Quidex made money available. And the man on the supply chain who did not have much money to do with the next supply had money from Invoicia. The farmer wanted to expand and didn't have enough help and labor. Agtemp was there to support. And trying to understand the pest in his farm and get it dealt with, he didn't know what to do, who to go to. And he went to Farm Cure. He went to Farm Cure. Have I mentioned everybody yet? And when you're looking for shelter and you want to be sure that your produce you put in will come out exactly what you wanted, you want to reduce the inefficiencies in your production processes, you want to automate irrigation and make sure you get the right water, get the right nutrients, you also want to make sure your crop has the conducive environment to give its best, you have a team to go to. Tech Shelter. We'll give you the advisory. We'll give you the automation to reduce inefficiencies. We'll connect you to the market to give you more money. That is what Tech Shelter does. I rest my case because I'm not a politician. But I will speak the words of a famous president who said, the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. It is my desire that when history is written and Tech Shelter is mentioned, Cosmos Energy will be mentioned alongside. Thank you all.
You know, they say there's nothing wrong with a man crying every now and then, right? See, out here, misbehaving a lot. And you guys have made yourself proud. And we are proud of you. Thank you so much for helping us to learn from you and allowing us to impart. And back to our Asian team again, thank you so much. All our partners, mentors, advisory council members, management, we say thank you because you have made this happen. 2 years ago, before the final pitch, I met Mr. Joe Mensah in the corridor, 4th floor, and he asked me, are we ready? Is everything set? So I said something to you that day. And if you're proud of what you've seen today and also the past weeks and the past months, I said, I wish I had some little time. With the learnings from 2016, 2017, this is what you're saying in 2018. And I promise you, with the whole team, that 2019, you better be ready. For some of us, we have taken this, as we say in Ghanaian parlance, we've taken it personal. Because as a young entrepreneur myself, I never had this space. I lost money, I lost sleep, so many things. I didn't give up, but I didn't even know who to go to talk to. You have us who have failed and have succeeded, and many like us to go to. This is home, and that's why the KIC Fellowship is coming here to take care of all of you. So we're happy to have worked with you. Please, a round of applause for me. Great. Now, we've got into the part that we will let you know who is receiving what. Shall I invite again the man who stokes the fire, with fire in his belly, Mr. George Sapon, to come and let's do this.
Thank you again. I'm sitting there almost hearing, really. I mean, is personal. This is personal. Thank you all for the support. I will start off by saying, ladies and gentlemen, all the 8 teams have done wonderfully, have impressed all of us. But it is a competition, so let's be also mindful of that. Okay. The Cosmos Innovation Center today is awarding customized prizes, packages to selected finalists of the 2018 Agritech Challenge who distinguished themselves during the competition. Each finalist is receiving a package of support commensurate with their performance in the KIC Final Pitch competition hosted about 3 weeks ago on October 11th. The customized package includes 3 components: seed capital funding, formal invitation to the KIC incubator, and co-working space. The seed capital funding value component varies and is as prescribed by the sponsoring organization. The seed capital funding sponsoring organizations are Cosmos Energy Ghana, that is going to sponsor 2 teams. And we have DAI Global also has come on board to sponsor additional 2 teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, through the defining moment, we get to know who gets the seed funding. Shall we invite the Vice President and Country Manager again, Mr. Joe Mensah, to do the presentations. The recipients of the Cosmos Energy Seed Funding Awards are well, we are live on Joy. We are live on Facebook and also live on Joy TV right now. So if you can see me at home, I'm waving at you. The recipients for Cosmos Energy Seed Funding goes to Profish and Tech Shelter. Can we have Profish, please? Good job. Good job. And shall we have Tech Shelter? And thank you so much, engaging team. They helped us select teams that we should fund for this year. Thank you very much. Use the design thinking process. Listen, guys. Please give a round of applause. For the DAI seed funding, so the seed funding from Cosmos Energy is $50,000 each to Profish and Tech Shelter. For the DAI funding, please. For the DAI funding, the teams get $10,000 each, co-working space, and formal invitation to KIC Incubator. It goes to Soil Solutions and Critics. Good job, Soil Solutions. And shall we have critics? Joyce up again. He has a few things he wants to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have one piece that I need to add to this. One of the teams that participated in the KIC challenge this year and originating from MEST is Growth Factor. They did so well that MEST decided to provide continuous investment support for them. So let's give them a hand. For the three finalist teams that did not get capital investment support, KIC offers them co-working space at the KIC Incubator, plus all the support that comes with being a member of the KIC Fellowship. and there are FarmKio, Agrosol, and Arctem. Ladies and gentlemen, believe me, all the teams are winners. Mr. Mensah mentioned you've upped our game, and I bet Galani, TTL, Complete Farmer, and all those things from last year and 2016, believe me, this would have been a very tough competition. I don't think they would have perhaps come even close to this level. So all the 8 teams this year, be proud of yourselves. We are all very proud of you. You did wonderfully well. We appreciate you.
So for each of the teams and individuals in the teams, you get a certificate. Mr. Sapon is going to do the honors, and then you will get your certificate. So shall we invite, in no particular order, Tech Shelter, followed by Quidex. Quidex, get ready. Invoice here, Q after Quidex. Quidex. After invoice here, we're going to have Profish. Agro-sourcing. Agro-sourcing, get ready. FarmCure, Arctem, and Soil Solutions. Arctem. FarmCure follows after Arctem. That's your 8 to 5. FarmCure. Soil Solutions. Congratulations to all of you. And for the teams that are getting the co-working space and all the technical support, believe you me, we have lots of plans for you. When we say we have plans for you, we have plans for you. So watch the space. All right, thank you very much. Mr. Sapon is now going to tell us way forward in 2019 what we should expect. So for those of us watching watching us at home, tell your nephew, your niece, your son, your daughter, your grandchild, ask them to go to www.cosmosinnovationcenter.com and apply on the Facebook Cosmos Innovation Center and hit the apply button. We are soon going to start the shortlisting and the interviews. Don't be late. It ends on November 30th.
Ben, thank you so much. Yes, the 2019 program has started, and by popular demand, we extended the application deadline to 30th of November. So those out there at home hearing me, believe me, it is real. We make it happen. Now, what should we expect in 2019? It's going to be, Mr. Mensah, I promise you, it's going to be another wonderful year. We're going to up our game. We're going to improve this. Advisory Council members, bring it on. We are ready to take more feedback because it's really helped us to become what we are today. Ideation team members, and for clarity, the ideation team members are the panel of judges, by the way, so that you know who they are. Ideation team members, just get ready. This year we continue to get people across the whole of Ghana knocking on the doors to be part of the KIC program. I tell you, it can't get any better, but it will get better. We want to move KIC to where it becomes demanded. That is, you really have to apply till you become an ideation team member or a mentor. We have assembled a great team of mentors. We've appealed to corporate Ghana executives, both active and retired, to give of themselves. I was once asked, what is the meaning of success and leadership? And Mr. Mensah has helped me really understand the true nature of it. It is when you can give of yourself selflessly to make a true difference in other people's lives. That is when you know you are a true leader, and that is the measure of success. So KIC for 2019 is going to get better. Now the 2018 team, perhaps even if you come in to compete in 2019, again, you may not be even considered because it's going to get better. We've learned KIC is going global. We are working on a global branch. We currently have KIC in Senegal and Mauritania, I'll bet you. And this is all because of the success that we've chalked up in Ghana. It allows Cosmos Energy to have more confidence to create and launch KIC in all its operational areas. So the KIC team, thank you so much for bearing with me, for taking all my, you know what, and allowing me to be part of this program. We've improved our curriculum. We're going to make it better. Our capacity support, we're going to get more. So I'm appealing to organizations like MDF, Blue Space, all of you to come on board. Give of yourself. Believe me, there is nothing so satisfying when you know you have given of yourself, particularly to a young person who is starting life. They will forever forever remember you and be very appreciative. So, corporate Ghana, our executives in Ghana, come on board and give of yourself. I talked about the mentorship. The mentorship is such that they're going to work with the youth and provide everything, all the knowledge, all the experience to bring on board. I've talked about the collaboration with other corporate bodies. This year, myself and Ben, we went around on the circus to a lot of corporate bodies and making the appeal to come on board. It is not about Cosmos. It is about helping Ghana, creating something that is going to lift our country to the next level to really make a true transformation in our agri sector. So, everybody watching out there, if you're a corporate body, come on board. You can expect 2019 to be yet another great program from Cosmos Innovation Center. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. Right. 2019, I started reviewing some applications, very interesting as usual. And soon you'll get to know who gets to be part of it. The learnings we've had from 2018, we're going to make sure we implement it in 2019. I want to acknowledge a few more of our guests here. We have MD of IWAD, Dinah Banaro. Dinah, you're here? Let's see you. So for a lot of you, you will not know what IWAD is, but for this group of people, they know where IWAD is, they know what IWAD is, and they know where it is. You have to get out of Ghana to get into Ghana again to get to IWAD. And they were so gracious. They took us in part of the market research, and they gave us a very good tour. I'm sure you saw some of their stuff with all those pivot irrigation. It was brilliant. It gave them a lot of insight, and that's what you saw in the products you see. So thank you very much, madam. And we're looking for more partnerships in the future. We have some of our mentors also here. If I haven't caught you, you haven't caught my eye, please forgive me. I see Amal Jampo here, being a mentor. Can we get our mentors to rise so that we acknowledge them? All our mentors that we invited, shall we get them? The mentors. Yes, the mentors. And we also have some individuals who have supported these teams also behind the scenes. If you're here, please let us see you. We want to appreciate you. Yes. So this is to tell you that it is not just us, just to buttress what Mr. Sapon said. It's about Ghana, and we also have some individuals who've seen the light and are supporting us, and will continue to come to you for support. We have Mest Ali representing Mest Ali. Shall we see you? They have been incubating 2016 and 2017 cohorts. Good partnership we've had with Mest. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the close of the program. Shall we, before I won't say anything more. Please give this guy a round of applause. We do all the stuff here, all right? So you see us a lot, but the unsung heroes and heroines in KIC, a lot of them. I think in one of the speeches from one of the, Profish mentioned a lot of names. It's a large operation. Like they say, kids don't try this at home. It's a large operation. operations, we have people doing stuff every day to make sure we look good. And Stanley, Davida, Edu, Auntie Ruth, they are like the engine that pushes us on every day, and we want to say thank you. And personally, may I say thank you to all the team members and my partner in crime, Mr. Frederick Odame Phillips. Please raise your hand so that we see you. We talk from morning till dusk on your ideas, looking for information. Some of you wake up in the morning and we've sent you something to look at, and all that is conversation, bouncing off ideas here and there. So it's been nice working with you, and we're happy you always challenge us to do better every time. So please, photographs, we're going to do the photographs. I'll allow the communications manager to tell us the order of photography, and after which she will give us the vote of time. So shall we give a big round of applause to Ruth Adasi, the communications manager, Cosmos Energy and Cosmos Innovation Center.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Is it 12? Yeah. A year ago today, I said good afternoon when it was actually 11 o'clock.
Now it's 11:52,
so it's still not 12. Okay. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Advisory Council of Cosmos Energy, and our most lovable keynote speaker, Abena Amua. Let's give a round of applause to her. She's an inspiration to all the ladies on KIC and all the ladies we want to bring into KIC. Indeed, Cosmos Energy, as you can see from the backdrop, is a world-class explorer. In addition to that, an innovative partner. Innovation in everything we do, from the office to our platforms to our homes, we champion innovation. And it is this DNA that we want to bring into the young people of Ghana, to see that in spite of the fact that many areas of our development space may be challenging, not tackled, there are opportunities. If you want to take an inch, you will find the success in that inch that you take. So congratulations to all of you, KIC, and I'm proud of you all. Please, let's give all of them a round of applause. I would have loved to mention everyone here present, but the time. So I want all of you to give yourself a round of applause. And a KIC dance salute for everyone, please. So let's go. Thank you very much. The last but not the least, I want to thank our media partners, Joy FM, Business News, Insura. This morning, from morning 8 o'clock up to this time, we've been on air. We are live, even on the 3 stations, and think of it, all across Ghana. So thank you, Joy. We are very grateful for the partnership that you've brought to spreading out the KIC news. We've come to the close of this program, and we thank everyone for being here. We have an order of photography. We want to keep everything inside, and then when we step out, we can network and talk to each other and do our interviews. So with the order of photography, Ben, I'll let you handle that. We will take all the pictures up here. Ben will call up those who will take the photographs, and then we can have all of them on air as well and live. So thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next year, 2019. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, photography. Shall we have all 8 businesses? So we start with the Cosmos Leadership Advisory Council members and dignitaries.